video should have been done a long time ago, but I'm doing a Q&A. Finally, we hit 1,000 subscribers. Super hyped about that, but I went on my Instagram story yesterday and asked you guys to ask me questions. Told you I would do a Q&A. So now we're doing that. So let's get started. We have Sylvie AO83B. He says, congrats, you win an iPhone 11. Dude, no fucking way. Alright, now in all seriousness, let's get to the actual question. We have argh pack says, want a signature bag. Dude, hit me up about that ASAP. Actually, I'm gonna hit you up. That sounds like a vibe. We have Bum Small. What the fuck are these usernames, dude? What age did you start doing wheelies and how long did it take you to learn? I don't know about age. I think I started when I was I was 16 when I learned how to wheelie. Yeah. No. Was I? No, I was 15. I'm 16 now. Yeah, I learned last year, like around May, I believe. I might be way off because I don't remember this very much, but I know that it took me about 6 months to learn. Yeah, you asked how long did it take me to learn. 6 months, 5 or 6 months to learn how to wheelie. And that was just like maybe a quarter of a block. Like you could barely consider it a wheelie. We have Firit Chief. If I don't pronounce these names right, I'm so sorry. How much is your bike? Custom. I like it. It is so fucking dope, man. Thank you. I really like this build. Shout out to Origin8 for sponsoring all the components on it, and of course Scream for the frame set. I don't know if you mean how much is it worth. I'd say around 1K if you put all the parts together and the frame set as well. Recommended riding bag. Speaking of argh, been using this pouch a lot. It's the argh pack pouch. They're making a ton more, but it's definitely my most recommended riding bag right now. I'm able to fit this camera and my GoPro, tubes, tools, anything I need in here. As compact as it looks, it fits a ton of stuff, so make sure to go check them out. We have OEM Trickster saying, how long have you rode fixed? Been riding fixed for about 2.5 years now. I started at the beginning of 2018. Yeah, beginning of 2018, so about 2.5 years now. We have fixed.pnd. He says, how did you start doing videos? So I used to do free running back in middle school. If you don't know what that is, it's also called parkour. Did the flips and all that. So back then we had a group of people who would just edit small clips of them doing flips and stuff, and that's where I first started editing. How long did it take for you to learn fish and chips? From Andreas Artori. Beside improving fakie, any tips on how to get it? So for fish and chips, I believe it took me about 2 or 3 months to get, but I never really practiced it like that. It was just one day it just clicked and I got it thanks to I think it was Chris Thrasher who gave me tips on that. I might be wrong. Beside improving fakie, any tips on how to get it? So first off, practice. A lot of people underestimate practice, you know? For most of my tricks, I put in about 2 to 3 hours a day of practice when I'm first learning them, and then even after that, I continue to grind them out to make sure that I really get them on lock. My number one tip for fakies is, I know it sounds really contradictory because you're gonna feel like standing up, but don't stand up, sit down, put all your weight towards the back of the bike, and really lock your elbows up. A lot of people say lock your arms, lock your elbows up. That's what really helped me start actually riding backwards. We have the famous question by Rickle. What is your gear ratio? 46-17. It's my favorite ratio that I've ridden on so far, but I wouldn't recommend it if you're gonna be doing long distance rides. I'm more of a stay in the parking lot and practice tricks type of guy. So we have Nate asking, do your balls hurt when you ride, and does your penis go numb? Yes. Okay. We have Jose.09. ¿Qué tamaño son tus ruedas? So I think that means what size are your wheels? My front wheel is 650C and my rear wheel is 700C. A lot of people ask me that as well. We have King.cxfu asking, how can I get sponsored and what can I do to get better? So I think sponsorships are really overrated. Of course, it's easy to say that once you have sponsors, but take it from me, if it's not a company that you genuinely want to work with or genuinely like in terms of components or whatever they have to offer, I don't think sponsorships should really be your goal when it comes to riding, you know? In terms of what you can do to get better, personally me, the reason I learned so many tricks quick is because I would just spend hours on end in a parking lot. Like I said before, I came from parkour or free running, so I'm already accustomed to just practicing tricks over and over again, just vibing out to music and just practicing. So that's all I recommend, to be honest. Just practice, practice, practice. We have David Magana. He asks, what's your motivation? When it comes to filmmaking or video edits, I like to watch car videos. That's where I get a lot of my motivation. I'll just get super hyped up after watching a car video and then feel like going out, filming my own thing. In terms of riding, said it before, I'll say it again, the GOAT himself, Matt Reyes, aka Slimworm. I definitely consider him my number one motivation when it comes to riding fixed gear. He's sort of the reason I started getting seriously into trick track, and I definitely continue to watch his content on a daily basis. He's a really cool dude, both in person and in videos, off the bike and on it. We have Daniel Garcia. He asks, are you making money from riding a bike? I am not. Also why I said that sponsorships are a bit overrated. A lot of people think or automatically assume that sponsored means you're getting paid, you're living life off of riding bikes. It's really not like that. I haven't heard of anyone who's actually made a genuine living off of sponsorships on bikes, fixed gear specifically. But no, I'm not making money off riding my bike. I do this all for fun. The free stuff is just an added bonus. We have CCS Trace. He asks, do a how to Keo spin video. I need to learn that, and I look up to you in this fixed gear shit. Means a ton. I'm gonna come out with tutorials really soon. Just give me some time, guys. Be patient with me. I have a lot of schoolwork, but since we're under quarantine right now, you know, it's a lot easier for me to make videos like tutorials that I could just do outside in my patio, you know? We have DJ Queef, aka Angel Q, aka Homie. He says, I have a shitty bike, what do I do? That was my bike at first, alright? So, yeah, better take advantage of that shit. Maybe save up for a new bike, I don't know. I don't know what you consider a shitty bike. That bike brought me some pretty good memories, to be honest. We have JK Only, says big spin tutorial ASAP. I'm gonna be coming out with tutorials. Like I said, I am on spring break this upcoming week, so I have a crap ton of free time, so expect a ton of tutorials dropping this upcoming week, trust. We have Fixie for Life 21, says how do you Keo? Like I said, tutorials coming soon. Anthony 71703 says, what has been your favorite bike setup? Definitely my Scream. Favorite bike setup that I have or have had. Right next to that would be the volume cutter, but I definitely prefer my Scream just because I prefer genuine track bikes to do tricks on. It's just preference. A lot of people prefer steel frames. I know I would if I was throwing down heavier tricks, but this Scream has been holding up pretty well. So those originate components. And I think the camera is about to stop recording. So resuming back to the questions, we have _dagger asking, what's your gear ratio? Again, 46-17. Randy.098, shout me out for being a fast guy. Goddamn, I knew someone was gonna do some shit like this. Alright, shout out to Randy, he's a homie. Only doing this because he's a homie. If you wanna go follow him on Instagram, Randy.o, as in O, not 0. 9-8. Alright, super chill dude, really fast guy. He's beat me a few times, a few races. I'm sure he'd beat me every time. We have Throne Boy Miguel, aka Goat, asking, at what point in your fixed gear life will you be like, okay, I'm a goat? Because you are. I'm not a goat, okay? But yeah, Mig does this like every other day. He comments on my posts saying, or bugging me to admit that I'm a goat. And it's just like, dude, no, I'm not a goat. Like, what? We have Pocket Nacho 95. I fucking love that username, dude. I'm building my first fixie soon. With the Scream frame set you're riding be good for a beginner? So to keep it completely real with you, no bike is necessarily meant for a beginner. I mean, when we talk about beginner or pro, we're more really talking about price ranges. So the Scream would cost around $450. If you are planning on using it for learning your first few tricks and you're gonna throw it around and really like beat it to the ground, I wouldn't suggest it. I would suggest any other steel frame. But if you're only going to use it to ride distance and maybe learn wheelies and small tricks like that, I would suggest it even if you are a beginner. It's a really cool bike, and not only does it look cool, but it rides really good too. It's one of my favorite rides.
So I have really bad allergies right now. I'm currently editing this Q&A, and I need to catch myself before I get shit on. Just want to tell you guys, Scream is good for fixed gear trick track, you know. It's definitely been holding up well for me, but what I was saying is if you're going to be learning your first few tricks on the frame, you probably don't want to do that on the Scream or another aluminum frame, because you have high chances of maybe fucking up a trick bad to the point where it can crack the frame, because of course no frame is invincible. So yeah, so just want to add that, like, it will hold up if you know your shit already, but if you're going to be learning your first few tricks on a bike, it should always be a steel frame. That's where your best bet is at.
We have 2-1 Farfan. He says, how is life treating you, fiend? I'm not a fiend for anything except my bike, first off. Life is treating me super good. Got a lot of good stuff going on. Just got this new camera setup going. Super hyped on that. Yeah, aside from that, sadly this COVID-19 thing is really getting to me. I really want to go ride my bike, but gotta stick to my word and stay inside. We have Saucy Alex says, do you see yourself doing trick tutorials in the future? Yes, yes, yes. Gonna be doing some this upcoming week. And 2-1 said, why you so cute? Sus. Alright. Now we move on to the next batch of questions. I have more questions. We have Alexis_me. He says, what happened with the Nelly? So the Nelly fork actually cracked. It snapped, the dropouts of it, while I was doing a Keo. Pretty weird, but after it snapped, that was when I got the volume cutter, and then I hit up Scream. They gave me a sponsorship, and now I'm riding on the Scream bike. I don't plan on recovering the Nelly anytime soon, but you never know. We'll see. We have A1_Juju. He says, how did you learn to wheelie? Practice, 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 months on end, every day. I remember wanting to learn how to wheelie because I saw these Fixie Goon videos, and I was like, dude, I need to get there ASAP. So I just practiced every day for months on end, so I got it. We have Antonelli Cordova 13. He says, my name is Antonelli. You're really good at wheelies. When did you start, and teach me? Started learning wheelies around 9 months into fixed gear, so I'd say around like the beginning of 2019 is when I started learning, and then mid 2019 is when I finally got them. We have Dylan asking, when are you going to do a giveaway? Actually, I just hit up Augury Pack back about that signature bag thing. Let's just say we have something really cool planned to do with the funds that we get from the sales of that bag, and it does have to do with the giveaway, so look forward to that. We have Fixie Goon India, the homie. He says, bro, how much price for your orange Scream bike? And come here to India. Don't plan on going to India anytime soon. I have a lot of other places that I would like to go to, but India wasn't really on my map. Who knows though, maybe one day. Orange Scream bike costs around $460 if I'm correct, for the frame and fork. Mauricio says, what is your highest goal to achieve in biking? I think my goals in fixed gear are just constantly changing. Like, first, like many of you, it was to become sponsored. Then I became sponsored, got my frame set. I definitely say my next goal is, in terms of tricks, I'd say 5 tap. I really want to learn 540, or no, not 5 tap, I'm sorry, 5 cab. I really want to learn how to 540 cab. It's one of my dream tricks. If I learn that, it'd be so sick. Maybe super sliders as well. If we're talking in terms of like sponsorship goals or something along those lines, definitely want to have a signature frame set released in the future. That would be pretty cool. But in reality, my main goal is just to motivate as many people as I can to get into bikes and to be able to keep doing this shit till my legs stop working, no matter how busy or tough life gets. We have Mauricio again. He said, what got you into biking? So that's actually a pretty cool story. So one day I was on my way to school. I used to go to school in downtown LA. And I remember looking out my mom's car window and I saw some dude next to us. He was just like pedaling so fucking fast on a bike, and he had this huge smile on his face. And I was like, dude, that guy looks so happy. I need to get on a bike immediately. And So I asked them to buy me a fixie, and I got a cheap little $150, super heavy, super crappy bike, but I made some of my best memories on that bike, and it was definitely what started it all. We also have Mauricio saying, how many sponsors do you have? I think I have 6 or 7, if I'm not mistaken. I'm way too lazy to list them all out, but he also asked, who is your favorite sponsor? I'm not saying that. I don't have a favorite sponsor. They're all super great. We have Matthew Frazier, aka co-owner or owner of argh Pack. He says, what are some things that get you inspired creatively, and how can your followers support you and keep you going? So, things that keep me inspired creatively, music. Definitely have a lot of late night sessions where I just listen to music for hours on end and plan out how I could use that song in future videos. Definitely watch a lot of Matt Ray's videos. Get a lot of inspiration from him, if you can't tell yet. Foad Gang, shout out to Foad Gang. Watch their videos constantly, super good content. Terry Berenson, his hotline videos always get me hyped up to go out and film stuff, get creative with it. His hotline series is super sick, dude.
Once again, I have to interrupt because I'm editing this video, and I realized I didn't answer the second part of his question where he asked, what can your followers do to support you or make you feel more motivated? Keeping it completely real, my followers already do enough. You know, all the likes, comments, DMs that I get on a daily basis are what pushed me in the first place to go out and make content, because I know that I actually have an audience who enjoys it and looks forward to it, whether small or big. So yeah, I mean, just continue to support everyone. Like, I really appreciate it, and I genuinely do want to thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. It was a huge deal when I first found out, so thank you guys.
We have Proper Pedals. He says, first fix you landed, anything you considered a trick, the bike that sparked where you are today. The Chinelli Tipo pista is definitely where it all started. Did my first wheelie on there, fish and chips, pogos, dead spins, and so on. That Chinelli really did bring a lot of memories to me too. We have Willie. He says, been wanting to pop a wheelie. Wheelie. Alright, sorry. What are some things that you recommend on doing to practice? So what I used to do a lot is I would stand against the pole and just hold my front wheel up just to get used to really finding my balance point. That's a really good way to start off practicing, and a lot of people do it. We have Mexican Pandorex. He says, isn't it dangerous to be outside instead of quarantine? It is, which is why I'm staying inside. If you check the description of my last video, I mentioned it there. We have Andy Anguiano. He says, when was the first time you realized you wanted to use a bike? Like I said, that one morning on my way to school. We have RNH Phaser. He says, who do you think you'd be if you never rode bikes? I think I'd be a really bored kid who was just stuck at home all day playing video games. So I'm really glad that I got into biking, because I used to be stupidly addicted to video games, and it was not healthy at all. He also asked, what are your thoughts on the Goon? I like the Goon. I would definitely ride one. I don't know about buying one. Not really in that budget right now for a 29-inch. I'm more of a track bike kind of guy. But every time I hop on a Goon, it's definitely a fun time. If you know, you know. We have Chicas_Eric asking, how old are you? I'm 16 years old. Said that a few times, I think. We have Sergio C2R asking, where are you from? USA. I'm from California, USA. My city is Hawthorne. I actually live in Inglewood, but so accustomed to saying Hawthorne because that was like my childhood city, and it's like a block away. I'm kind of on the border between Hawthorne, Inglewood, and Lenox, if I'm not mistaken. We have George JTL saying, where's the trailer or sneak peek we were supposed to get for 1K on YouTube? That is coming soon. I'm working on the short trailer for the documentary that I have coming up, but it is pretty hard to make a trailer that holds up to my standard of how I want to hype up the movie. We have It's Carlos saying, do you remember the good old days on our first fixies? I do. Just mentioned it. Angel, you say your bike is shitty, but that bike brought me some of my best first memories riding fixed gear. We have Ricardo. I'm not going to read that question. That's so inappropriate. We have It's Jesus saying, how do you balance bike life with all the other parts of your normal life? Just as with any passion, if you love it, you're gonna make time for it. So take video games. Like I said, I used to be super addicted to video games. That's all I did. So I kind of replaced video games with riding bikes and editing videos, and now that's just what I love doing, and whenever I find the free time, I'll do it. Yeah, Throne Boy Mig, he says, do you consider yourself a GOAT? I do not consider myself a GOAT. And we have Melone saying, can I have your bolt? No, that bolt is mine. We have OJ Woodburn again asking, favorite track bike trick? That's a really hard one because it's constantly changing. But I'd say at this very moment, like right now, I definitely love doing 180 to fakie. So both kind of match up evenly. And right next to that would be no foot wheelies. Those are definitely, as funny looking as they are, they're so fun and so badass feeling. I don't know. I love them. I love them. We have Angel. He says, would you ever go freewheel? I wouldn't go freewheel. Like, I wouldn't transfer completely to freewheel, but I would be interested in learning how to wheelie freewheel. Maybe learning a few combos in the future, but as of right now, fixed gear is my love. We have Hellboy asking, opinion on New York. Would you ever visit in the future? Definitely not right now. Right now is not a good time to visit New York, but in the future, hell yeah. Shout out to the homie Crip Fixed, Smack Tracks, It's Just Water. Definitely want to hit up New York in the future, for sure. Hit up Times Square at night. Looks so pretty. We have Young Chubbs. What was your first bike ever? As I said, it was the bike that Angel mentioned was shitty. I think if I could find a picture, I'll put it up here. So that's the first bike that I ever had, first fixie. If we're talking real first bike ever, when I was 6, I would use my brother's BMX a lot, but it was never serious. I only rode around the block for fun. We have Bangu, aka the homie from Indonesia. Shout out to him, super good on trick track. He says, when did you start riding in fixed gear? Like I said, beginning of 2018 was when I started. He also asks, who is your role model in the fixed gear world? Definitely Matt Reyes, Slumworm. Looked up to him since the start, and could definitely say I still do look up to him. Super humble dude, so definitely aspire to be at that level one day. Super sick guy. He also asked, why did you start Tark? Like I said, Matt Reyes. So I remember watching Terry Barrington's Hotline video with Matt Reyes. I believe it's called You're Giving Cyclists a Bad Name. And I saw Matt pulling these sick wheelies everywhere, doing these 180s, 5 cabs on the street. It was crazy. It was crazy. And I was like, I need to learn how to do tricks ASAP. Also, the Good Times Are Killing Me, Foad Gang. The Tark section in there was so sick. Made me want to learn tricks on track bikes. And it's what fueled me to start practicing for sure. We have Vito. He says, how did you learn to big spin M180? It's way hard. Practice, practice, practice. I know I keep saying it and I'm probably getting repetitive and annoying by now, but hey, in the end, it really is just practice. I remember looking at people who knew how to do the trick the same way. I'd see them pulling 180s like if they were nothing, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I'm never gonna be able to do that. But set everything aside, practice for a few weeks on end, and got him. I suggest watching tutorials on YouTube. I will be making my own tutorials soon, but definitely practice. Try to find out what you're doing wrong, try to improve that, and know that everyone varies. Some people learn tricks in weeks, days. Some people learn tricks in months, like me. Our last question comes from Haley. She says, how's the quarantine going for you? It's going fucking terrible. I keep looking at the screen instead of the actual lens. It's going fucking terrible. I don't want to be home, but I made a promise to myself that I was gonna stay home. Sleep schedule's fucked up. I wanna go ride. I can't test out this new camera, so quarantine's going pretty badly. But I know other people who have worse things to complain about, so just happy that I have food to eat, a nice bed or couch. I call it my bed, a comfy bed. And a computer for entertainment, because shout out to Terry, dude. Like, all these videos and video creators, they're just making content, and it's so sick. Like, all the videos they're making at this time, it's like so perfect. Like, just vibing out to fixed gear videos all night. That was the last question. Thank you guys again for 1,000 subscribers. I did not think I'd reach that number. Next goal, I'm not sure what it is, but I'm definitely really pleased with the support recently. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the edits. Expect more soon. With that said, like I said, thank you for 1,000 subscribers. If you stay till the end of this Q&A, mad props to you, because it's probably pretty long. But But yeah, keep shredding. Tutorials coming soon. If you guys like the content and you're watching this video and you're not subscribed yet, subscribe. Definitely look out for more videos in the future. With this new camera setup, trust, content's about to get super badass. You guys have no idea. Been saving up for this thing for a while now. So yeah, a few final shout outs. Shout out to the homie George, JTO. He rides a Chinelli Mash. He's getting really into trick track. Also shout out to Marco CXT, also getting into trick track. Been in a few of my videos recently. Got a screen bike as well. And final shout out to Brian Hypebeast. Been riding with me a lot recently, even during quarantine times. And he's the dude who ate shit in the last video. But yeah, peace out guys. Stay safe. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe.